A ruminant, as they call it, it's the entire function of a ruminant is the actual digestive system. The digestive system is not healthy, the animal dies. So the whole emphasis of what we're doing here, we're trying to do with our pastures, trying to do with everything else, our grazing management process, is to keep the rumen in its optimum condition. And then obviously the better we can become at that science, the more efficient we can become in terms of getting away from sort of artificial, if you will, additional inputs to where the environment can operate and can offer as much of the requirements that the animal or that the rumen actually needs. When you feed maize, the cellulose, the organisms in the stomach actually change. You know, we as humans even, and as well as animals, were never designed to digest grain as such. Birds were designed to digest grain as in terms of that. That's why you find a lot more people getting celiac intolerant and, you know, all this sensitive to sort of those kind of foods, as well as these animals. So what happens is that the microorganisms actually change, because the way that food is digested, it needs a different kind of organism basically to break it down. And they term what they can term, and that's obviously used in feedlots and all the other kind of stuff. Animals do very, very well on maize, you know, in terms of finishing quickly because it's high in energy, so they can convert that quickly to body fat. But again, you know, in terms of a long-term process, it's fine to finish animals on that, and, you know, obviously get them to slaughter. That's not an issue. But when you're looking at a long-term sustainability and health of the actual animal, to put it onto that kind of ration doesn't generally do the gut all that good. It can survive, it can do the whole thing, but the long-term effects are obviously not as ideal as what they called, as we spoke about before, with grass-fed beef. Grain-fed beef doesn't have, because of what it's taking into the system and what's going into the DNA, it doesn't have the levels of the conjugated linoleic acid, the CLA, that grass-fed beef basically would do. So that's the major difference in the kinds of beef. Not that either's right or wrong, it's just in terms of one has more beneficial stuff than the other. So it depends on the consumer, it depends on the person at the end of the day, what they're wanting to take in, what they're wishing to consume, and how they're wishing to look after their own bodies. That would depend on what you're eating.